You know, I've stood here on this table in front of this lake for what feels like 10 years worth of battles. And I've only been here 1 year. And it's fascinating. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, sure be running into a lot of battles. But I talked to a good friend of mine yesterday, and he was like, you sure are positive. And I was like, yeah. And I was thinking to myself, I'd be sure feeling like life be lifing. And I guess, like, it just goes to show when it comes to life, we just need to be always practicing something called gratitude. Like, yes, there's a beautiful lake. People like to show people stuff, so this is really nice. However, I was grateful when I was walking at my mom's house, when I was living at my mama's house, walking at their lake in their park, like their neighborhood park. I was grateful, just like, hey, thank you, God. I get to walk around this. I get to see this community park. Like, some people ain't got a park. Some people scared to go to their park. They might get shot. And, my mom's neighborhood wasn't the one that you'd get shot at, which is good. Now I got my own. And I mean, I say that to say, no matter where you are in the journey, you're always going to see someone who you'll be like, damn, they look like they got it better. Fuck them. And you be like, damn, I shouldn't feel that way. And then you say it, you think it, you be like, oh my goodness, I feel ashamed. But don't feel ashamed as natural as human. To have human things that it's natural and human to have things that are, what's the word? It's natural and human to have those feelings, to be like feeling ups and downs and stuff like that. It's important to be able to like grab your mind and bring it back around. But at the same time, one thing that I practice that makes life a lot easier, a lot better, just makes me just be like, oh, thank you, God. Gratitude. And as simple as that is, it's something that we have to constantly push one another in that level to even focus. I went for a walk today. I don't know if I look like I brushed my face or brushed my teeth. I did not. I just got up and I was like, "Oh, let's go for a walk." And brought my phone and here we are. But you think of all the different things that you got to do to get to this point. You feel me? So like I got up out of bed. There was a bed. I got out of at my house. Wherever I was, sleeping. There was someone who didn't get out of bed, someone who got off the floor, someone who didn't walk out of their cell, someone who, all those different blessings, all those different things that you have to be grateful for. Down to the, yeah, like you see where I'm at. Like it's a little chilly, but some people got snow. All these different things. And it's like, damn, like I hadn't even made it to the lake and I'm running out of things to be grateful. I haven't even gotten to the lake yet, and I have so many different things to be grateful for. And then you'd be like, damn, I'm walking, and then I'd be like, shit, my dog got loose. I'm working on, keeping them kind of trained, but they got loose. Okay, no problem. Well, grateful that the dogs got loose. Then I hear the pigs in the morning. And they were making all these noises. I'm grateful I got pigs. And shit, I got clothes. I got shoes to walk on. So many different things. And don't just look at my stuff and say that you're grateful. You should be grateful that you live in America. If you're not in America, you should be grateful that you're living on Earth. It sounds so weird, but when you stay in that gratitude, that's what makes it better. Now, there are some people who are homeless and they're like, fuck him, he's got a lake. I want a lake. But guess what? I was grateful that, I was grateful all along the way of the things that I had reached. Even when I was there, there are things that I want out of this world. Me, how many acres I want? I might want like 10,000 acres, maybe, and maybe be done. That number may go up because I feel like God had dominion. God said have dominion, so you can go get whatever you want. Why? Because when you are When you are a good steward over things, then guess what? God will continue to bless it. I feel like I'll be a good steward over it. I feel like I'll, do what I gotta do. But back to what I was saying, you just gotta be grateful along the way. Along the way of you reaching your goals. I still got goals and dreams that I'm going after. And as I still got goals and dreams that I'm going after, I'm grateful where I'm at. I'm grateful for my losses, the days that I feel like I took a loss, and damn it, feel like I take losses. But I'm grateful for it. I can't control the bird, but that bird get annoying. But back to what I was saying. So another thing that you gotta remember to do is like, in addition to being grateful along the way, you gotta understand that it's a journey. It's gonna feel like it's taking forever. You're gonna be like, damn, are we not there yet? I had a family member. I don't know if she meant harm or if she meant it in a good way, but it was just something that I'd already stuck with me. And she was like, "You rich yet?" And I don't think she meant harm by it or nothing like that, but it would just always be a question. It's like, damn, I guess I'm not yet. But then I started to realize being rich is like being rich is it's not really a destination. Being rich is how you are inside. Being rich is like, I am rich now. Yes, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. It may not be completely how I want, but I got up when I wanted to. I saw my kids, I was free. Like, this is rich. I don't want to have more money and not be able to do the things that I want. I don't want to have bigger land, bigger lake, and all that stuff. And then, damn, I can't do this, can't do that, can't do that. So the life that I have gotten, it's not complete yet, but the life that I have gotten and, built is a rich life. And that's not, how do I put it? That might be for you just the fact that you've reached your goals of what you wanted in life. You might have said, "Man, you know what? I want a peanut butter and jelly." And that might be all you want. And you're rich if you attain that goal. Now, don't get me wrong, if you see somebody with a lobster mac and cheese roll sandwich and you just hadn't been exposed to that, don't get mad, but just adjust your goal and be like, "All right, bet, I'm gonna adjust my goal." I'm still rich because what I wanted, I had attained, but as I reached higher levels, I was like, "Oh, let me ask for more." And there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people have this notion of, damn, when I get rich, I'ma quit. I ain't gonna never work again. That be why God makes sure you don't work. I mean, you don't get rich and you work, because like I don't think I will ever retire. There's just so much stuff to do. Like, you should like look at Donald Trump. Whether you like him, whether you don't like him, he about 80. And even Biden, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, how is it that somebody that old is still running the country? I see people in my I see people who look like me, and they'll say, "Oh man, you just go and sit down somewhere. What? Taking it easy. What the fuck? I ain't taking shit easy. I'm about to take over. That's what we doing." And I don't mean it in a harm way or anything like that, but I'm saying you can't read the same Bible that I read and say, I'm gonna go take it easy. I think, like, and I'm just gonna be real with y'all, like, some of y'all, like, on this journey, like, how do I put it? On this journey, it's gonna feel like it's taking forever. You're gonna be like, damn, it's still working. You have to think. And it's funny, I say that I'm not a Bible thumper, but I'm now starting to quote more stories. I be like learning. That's what I be doing throughout the week. But it talks about how, I think it was Moses, somebody in the Bible went away for 40 years. Think about that. I'm 30 years old and I am, I feel my way that I feel internally about the goods and the bads and shit like that. But at 30, I'm like, damn, it still be taking a lot. It's taking a long time for my shit to pop. Y'all might think it's popped. How I want my shit to pop, it's still taking a while. But to get to 40 years and haven't even begun, like haven't even started your journey, that's a whole 10 more years. Like I be praying for stuff and then imagine like God be like, oh yeah, it'll be about 20 more years. I'll be like, what? Before I get started? You know, you're just in the wilderness for 40 years. I just think that's interesting. But my point is that it's better to have an opportunity. It's better to be ready for an opportunity and not have it versus to have an opportunity and not be ready. Continue to work on your craft. Continue to work on yourself. You like you have what you say in your mind. There are the most beautifulest women in the world that get treated like shit. And guess what? They sell it for cheap. There are the most horrendous looking people in the world. And they think they all that in a bag of chips. And guess what? It's expensive. Whatever they're selling, their time, their energy, their wealth, their anything. So, what does that tell us? It tells us that we be lying to ourselves in our head. And whatever we be lying to ourselves saying, that's what we become. If we gonna lie to ourselves and say, we'll never make it, then guess what? We'll never make it. We gonna lie to ourselves and say we rich and all things are working for our good and we blessed and we taking over the world, then that's what we gonna do. And I know you be thinking like, I get that, but if you gonna take over the world and you gonna take over the world, then where's there room for me? There's room for you, there's room for me, there's room for everybody. Because here at People in Pursuit is not the fact that I'm taking over the world, I'm taking over my world. You should take over your world, no matter what you're in pursuit of. Be in pursuit of something. And like leave that other shit for people who ain't in pursuit of nothing. Like leave them where they at. Just leave them. Just be gone. Like, but be in pursuit of something. And understand it's gonna take some time. And understand that you're never too old. You're never too young. You're never too anything. Like you just own your own path. And when you own your own path, it's gonna take some time and you work on it. I'm gonna give you an example. One thing that I'm working on with my life's mission is PIP. At PIP, at People in Pursuit, it's simple. Our goal is to get you 1 million in assets, 1 million in business, and 1 million in value that you give to the world. It's not an overnight thing. Don't be like, oh, you said, no, it's not an overnight thing. Moses was in the wilderness for 40 years. I don't know when you'll get rich. I don't know when you will be disciplined to learn the things that you need to learn to get what you need to get. But one thing that I learned about having this farm is that when you plant a seed today, like you're not going to get bananas this year. You're not. You might, and that's great if you're using the right shit and I bet. But for the most part, it's a process. And it really just depends on you. All the tools are there, everything is necessary. And how it works is this. Along my journey, I had to learn different things. I had to learn how to do my credit. I had to learn how to trade. I had to learn how to go get my business funded. And there are things that I'm still learning. But instead of me saying, oh, I got to join this group, this group, this group, this group, all the stuff that I've learned, I just put it in the group. And then, let's say as an example, you decided that you wanted to be a lawyer, a doctor, whatever, and all the things you had to learn to get your stuff, yeah, put that in the group and we'll pay you. Just that simple. So we're out here to help everybody that wants to be helped. We don't want everybody that don't want to be helped, but that's what it is. Another thing is people be like, my goal in life is I want to be comfortable. They don't want to be rich, they want to be comfortable. My goal, just so you know, because like I'm in pursuit of something, you in pursuit of something, my goal is not $1 million. My goal is not 3 million. Like my goal is way higher. But this is what I feel like what would be comfortable. A million in assets, meaning let's say like you got a house. Let's say you might have $3, $4, $500,000 house. You might want land security. You might want a gate. You might, whatever. What does comfortable mean to you? But one thing I know comfortable isn't is, damn, two paychecks away from getting kicked out on your ass. Having a decent, well-running car that'll get you from point A to point B, I think that's pretty comfortable. A million in value that you give to the world, you're comfortable. You're not being stagnant. You're not sitting around watching TV all day with the rest of your life. You can go on a vacation. That's comfortable. Sitting down watching fireworks, how people be watching the 4th of July fireworks because they ain't got no money. I ain't knocking them, but I'm just saying that ain't comfortable to me. So, whatever comfortable is to you, I feel like 3 million could probably do it. It ain't no get rich. It ain't no overnight. It's a bunch of like-minded people, and it's a bunch of people hitting this grind. I'm hitting the grind, and I see so many beautiful entrepreneurs, beautiful men, women, stuff like that. I see beautiful people, and y'all hitting y'all grinds. And I say, I love it. Let's do business with each other. Let's do collaborations. This is a network for people that want to go somewhere. You ain't got to be in pursuit of what I'm in pursuit in. You don't even have to go for the million. But this is just a start. One thing I recommend for everybody, because in the group it's about giving back and making sure people good. You got a paycheck, break it down like this: 10, 10, 10, 70. 10% goes to your charity or give to God. Go give it. Go, you see a homeless person, go help them out. Just go bless them. Somebody in your family needs something, have that set aside to go help them. I think it's funny how people know that they, like, people who get regular income, they don't do this, and then they be more so just begging. Don't do this. Like, be disciplined. Because to me, it's like you're stealing from God. You're stealing from yourself. You're stealing from your kids when you don't do this. You're stealing from, your future self. Another 10%, I want you to put that towards something passive. Figure out a way to grow that. You could buy gold. You could buy stocks. You can go to coinmarketcap.com. Coinmarketcap.com. See the top 10, cryptos. Pick one. You know what I mean? Pick one. It don't have to be Bitcoin. Pick one. It ain't financial advice. Just look through and see which one you like. There's something called a white paper. Read that. Another thing that you got is your active. For anybody that's got a little side hustle, business, whatever, 10% of your check, put that aside for your active capital. That might be how you gonna flip it. That might be your trading account, whatever. That's how it be. And 70% live off of. Budget. It don't matter about the money that you put in there. The discipline is what matters. And over time, it's gonna get there. I don't feel like I'm behind. I just feel like I'm on time because I feel like even with this group that I'm making, this group is my baby. Y'all got different babies. Y'all might want to do whatever. That's fine. But this group is my baby. And it might take me the next 50 years to get this mug how I want it. But I'm going to take my time and get it how I want it. I'm going to take my time and do what I need to do. So that's what I got for y'all. That's the gym. It's going to take some time. But if you want to rock with me and take time with me, that's what we're doing. Have a good one.